So I'm currently here in China, Shanghai, and I am on transit of 11 hours. Why did I transit for 12 hours? And technically, my WhatsApp and my messenger is totally dead on this airport. But my staff told me, like, why you didn't actually book an 8 hours flight. One of the reasons why is because I can get peace of mind during these times. The work and the thoughts that I can input into everything that I have been planning can actually happen if I am out of distraction. So in Dubai, it's really not easy to do all these things because I am crowded with people, lots of tenants, inquiries, guests, issues, and the marketing that I have been doing. So I just wanted to share it with you what are the things that I have felt last night when I saw my colleagues back in the airport. So last night I passed through airport Concourse A, where I got to see most of my colleagues, and one of my actual colleague from one of my brand, I saw her and she rightly tell me, what are you doing here and all like that, and so we had to catch up, and I'm so happy to share with her about what I'm doing right now. And she just quickly mentioned to me that you're so good that after all COVID you're able to survive. And I explained to her that it's not easy. It was blood and sweat that I have faced, enable for me to be where I am standing up until now. So today I wanted to share with you two powerful laws that I have been following through all out my journey. And these belief and affirmation that I have been always thinking and repeating through my subconscious mind actually works. So maybe it will work for you as well. I mean, I did brainwash myself, and why you shouldn't. There are thousands things that you can possibly do in this world and in this earth. Why you would not do it? So let's start with number one. We are all created in a very unique way, and we are magnificently formed by the most powerful. So I always have the belief that humans have all inner powers within us. We are just not tapping into them because we are all crowded by negative thoughts, negative things that happens in our lives, people that surrounds us. So that's the reason why it's hard to actually figure out these kind of strength within us. So negatively in a day-to-day basis disrupts everything if we want to create something. Example of this would be in our day-to-day life, ever say that I am not good enough, or I always mess up with things, or I don't have enough money, or he always gets the good stuff. Even with our friends, or we actually envy other people that achieve something, there is something within us that actually negative. So these things are actually blocking for us to be the best version of ourselves and to achieve things that we really wanted. So the two laws that I do have, I've been following two people in my life. That is Abraham Hicks. She actually, share affirmations, and also she have advices through trials and how you view things in life. Second would be Louise Hay. I bought her book when I was like, I don't know, 19 or 20, and then I came to see her on YouTube and I started following her. So the power of words, how words can dictate the reality of our lives. There's always a saying that be careful what you wish for. Did it ever occur to you when you are on a classroom and your professor right there asking a question, and you were there in the corner sitting and telling to yourself, don't pick me, or don't call me, and before you even say the second word, your professor called to you to stand up. So the more we say things that we don't want, the more we attract to it. This is very important, that you have to remember every time you're talking to yourself. We need to be saying the things that only that we wanted. So you want a good life. You don't say, I don't have enough money to achieve a good life, but you say, I live in abundance. So these words, you say it in the morning, like when you wake up like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. You take your 30 minutes to sit down and calm your thoughts and just speak all these words on a very natural way without resistance. So you say, I'm living on an abundant life. I want to age gracefully. And the trick to saying this is, why you're saying this, you have to imagine it. So living in an abundant life feels like living in front of the beach, waking up every morning without hectic. So while you're saying I'm living on an abundant life, you imagine calmly the things, what it feels like to be as an abundant, not worrying about money. So this is not really easy, but it takes practice that you have to incorporate into your habits. I'm telling you, I did this when I first have empty pockets. I did this affirmation, I did this imagination envisioning when I first have nothing, when I am living from paycheck to paycheck. So I believe it can work with anyone as well if you are going to believe and you have a faith, and you're going to change all your mindset. Second will be what you think becomes your reality. So visioning, what you imagine, is a powerful tool in lining up your way to success. I do attract people that I wanted to make business with. I did this when I got an email from an Emirates. I booked a ticket, and to my surprise, the day before I actually fly, they sent me an actual email that they're offering me an upgrade for business class, and an affordable amount, maybe around 5,000 dirhams. So at that time, I believe I'm doing also business already, but not as much. I'm still working in the airport, and I remember I told and repeat to myself, I can spend this money if I really want it, but I won't. There are two things that I do my spending. Most of the amount that I spend the most will be investments, and will be travel. So I can spend a lot of money on traveling and buying things that would generate me more income. So people are asking me why you spend around $3,000 on a cat, but that cat gives you loving peace, calm, peace of mind, and at the same time it delivers me an investment somehow. So splurging when it comes to flights is not something that I am wanting to do. So, but I can dream about it, yeah, and I can feel the immersion through my imagination and feel the sense. It's like when someone tells you, imagine that you're eating or you are sipping a lemon. Just by someone is saying that to you and imagining it, you feel this sense of emotions through your mouth. So it's the same thing. So I can dream about it and I can feel it into my senses. So that night I did search on YouTube what is the feeling of business class, or what's there inside a business class flight. So there was this one guy explaining how he can possibly get a free upgrade on a business class, and I was so surprised that people can do this. But of course you have to dress properly without being pushy. You have to explain the staff, enable for you to get that. So there is a process, there is a way to do that. So that night I had watched his video, and I was thinking, so there is a possibility if a staff would let me get a business class. There's a possibility that she can upgrade me right there and there without a payment. So I arrived like an hour before the flight, and I thought I was late. So she got me in, and then she actually took my reservation and my passport. And then suddenly she handed over to me a boarding pass with business class tag. And I cannot believe what I am seeing at that moment, what I can see. But I was so surprised how powerful the thoughts can be, and how powerful the imagination and the feeling of not uh, pushing towards it. Because the one of the trick is, like, if you wanting something to happen, you don't wait for it, but you just let go of that feeling. So that night, what I can remember is I watched the video, I feel about it, and I thought that if it's possible, it could happen. And then I just let go of that thought. I didn't overly think about it. I cannot believe what I'm hearing, and I'm so happy that I wanted to jump right there in front of her, because I just cannot believe that I was able to make things happen through my thoughts. So that's one of the most highlight. Doing a recording on an airport, it disrupts you from these signs. Anyway,